Hey there. So, we're all hearing about AI and how it's supposed to be this huge productivity booster. But what if it's actually kind of doing the exact opposite? We're going to dig into the hidden cost of AI that might be secretly slowing you and your whole team down.
I mean, it feels like magic, doesn't it? You ask an AI to whip up a report and poof, there it is. But then the real work begins. All the fixing, the fact-checking, making it sound like a human actually wrote it. So let's be honest. Is this thing really saving us time? Or is it just creating a whole new kind of busy work?
All right, so here's what we're going to cover. First, we'll talk about that big productivity promise. Then, we'll introduce this idea of AI work slop and the real cost of cleaning it up. After that, we'll get into a game plan for how to actually make AI worth it. And we'll wrap up by looking at your AI as your newest junior teammate.
Okay, section one. Let's start with the promise. Companies have poured billions, literally billions of dollars into AI, betting it's going to make everybody faster and smarter. But for a lot of us, there's this huge gap between the hype and what it's actually like to use it every day.
And you can't deny the speed at first glance. A task that would have taken you hours to even start, it's now drafted in seconds. That's the hook, right? That's why everyone jumped on board so fast. It feels like you found the ultimate shortcut, at least for a minute. But that amazing feeling starts to fade pretty quick once you actually look at what it spit out. And this brings us to the main event, a problem that we're going to call AI work slop.
So what is this stuff? Well, AI work slop is that half-baked content that looks totally finished. It's formatted nicely, it uses big words, but it's missing substance. There's no context, it's got errors, and it just doesn't have that expert touch. It gives you this illusion that you're getting things done, when really, it's just creating a bigger mess to clean up later. And if you think this is just a small problem, get a load of this. Research from Zapier found that only 2%, of AI output is good to go as is. That means a mind-blowing 98% of it needs fixing. Think about that for a second. Almost every single time you use an AI tool, you're not actually finishing a task. You're just creating a new editing job for yourself.
So yeah, this isn't just some minor annoyance. This cleanup duty has real, serious costs that can spread across an entire company.
First up, the money. All those hours spent fixing and fact-checking. For big teams, that can add up to millions of dollars a year. But it also just kills creativity, you know? Your job shifts from coming up with cool ideas to just being a janitor for AI mistakes. And even worse, when that shoddy AI content gets passed around, it just destroys trust and makes it impossible to collaborate effectively. And this quote just hits the nail on the head. Many teams feel busy but ineffective. People are cranking out more stuff, sure, but they feel like they're just spinning their wheels. That feeling of being busy but not actually getting anything meaningful done is a total killer for morale and real productivity.
Okay, so that's the problem, and it's a pretty big one. But the good news is you don't have to just throw your AI tools in the trash. There are some really clear, simple ways to get all the benefits without all the headaches.
The whole key, the most important thing to get is that we have to change how we think about this. The biggest mistake we're all making is treating AI like some kind of magic button you press for a perfect finished result. But the reality is, it's just not that simple. So, here's a pretty simple 4-step game plan. First, set some ground rules. Decide what tasks are actually good for AI and which ones need to stay human. Second, you've got to train your people. Teach them how to write killer prompts and how to spot those common AI mistakes. Third, and this one is absolutely crucial, you have to build in a human review step. Treat AI stuff as a first draft, never the final product. And finally, track your results. If a tool isn't actually helping, you got to be willing to switch things up. And all of this leads to a really powerful new way to think about our relationship with AI. It's not a magic wand, it's something totally different. The best way to think about it is this. Treat AI like it's your newest junior teammate. You wouldn't expect an intern to walk in on day one and produce flawless, strategic work, would you? Of course not. You'd give them clear instructions, you'd train them, and you'd definitely review their work. We have to treat AI the exact same way. It needs our guidance and our expertise to actually be a valuable member of the team. So as we wrap up, I want you to ask yourself this. Is the AI you're using a true collaborator, or is it just creating a giant mountain of work slop for you and your team to clean up? How you answer that question is going to decide whether AI becomes your greatest tool or your biggest waste of time. Thanks for tuning in.